On today's video, we're going to take a deep dive into what it looks like to live in West Ashley. West Ashley is just outside of downtown Charleston, and in this video, we're going to play around with my map I have here. We're going to look at some of the commutes, we'll look at some of the recreation areas, some of the top neighborhoods, and why you may or may not want to live in this area of Charleston. So if you're considering a move and you've got your eye on West Ashley, you don't want to miss this informative video. So let's zoom back a little bit just to give you an idea of where West Ashley is. So West Ashley is running essentially from these areas here. We're going up 526, Shadow Moss, and pretty much down Bees Ferry and across 17 along the Stono River. And that right there is West Ashley. It is a part of Charleston. So if you're moving there, your address will be 123 Main Street, Charleston, South Carolina. And it is really, in some areas, less than 10 minutes to downtown. Other areas could take you 20 minutes or so if you're living out, sort of in this area over here. You've got Folly Beach down here. You've got downtown, obviously. You've got the airport over here. Pretty central area of Charleston. And it's relatively affordable if you compare it to, say, something like James Island over here, Mount Pleasant over here. West Ashley seems to be a little bit more affordable. We'll kind of get down into why that is. So let's zoom back in here and focus a little bit more on the areas of traffic and your major routes and cut-through routes. So for example, one of the big routes here, we have 526. 526 will connect all the way up to 26, which will take you up north to Columbia and downtown to Charleston. You can take 526 from West Ashley all the way around to Daniel Island into Mount Pleasant. You have Daniel Island over here, Mount Pleasant over here, and you also have Park Circle over here in North Charleston. So if you're in West Ashley and you take 526, you can see the route. It goes all the way over into Mount Pleasant and circles back around to where 17 is and goes back through downtown. So that's one of your major routes here. We have 17. 17 goes into downtown, services a ton of neighborhoods and areas like Avondale. We have the Costco and shopping area over here. We have a bunch of areas over here like Bolton's Landing and Carolina Bay. So 17 is a major road that cuts down into Charleston and also services out all the way back to the highway over here, and it can take you down to Savannah, which is about 2 hours from West Ashley, perhaps a little less depending on how traffic is or how fast you're driving. But you would be fair to get to Savannah in easily 2 hours. If you're living in West Ashley, you go down 17. Outside of 17, we have 61. So 61 runs through here, connects down to 17 and goes into downtown Charleston. 61 also goes all the way up to the backside and feeds into Somerville. Somerville pretty much starts over in this area over here and loops all the way, really all the way out and around. This is all Somerville out in here. Somerville also, coming up into this area, going out and up. So 16 feeds out over there. We have Bees Ferry Road, which is a major cut through for all of these subdivisions here. So if you're going to live up in this area, like Shadow Moss, for example, you want to be near a golf club, you're going to be feeding down Bees Ferry to get to Paul Cantrell, which will meet up to 526, or it can bring you all the way down into 17 into downtown. But Bees Ferry will connect you to the Publix over here and 17 over in that area as well. So those are pretty much your major cut-throughs here. When we look at some of the commutes, maybe areas where traffic backs up here, Paul Cantrell or Glen McConnell Parkway, that feeds into Paul Cantrell right over down into here. So the Glen McConnell does back up into the Cantrell. We have Bees Ferry, little traffic over here. 17 definitely will see traffic. Okay, in the morning. Let's look at this. In the morning, everyone, a lot of people living here, a lot of people living here, they're coming down 17 and they're either going to the downtown crosstown and go up 26 and over to Mount Pleasant, or they're coming down here and getting up 526, and there's a lot of traffic in this area. So for example, if you're going to live in Carolina Bay and you're over here, there's a lot of traffic waiting to get out of Carolina Bay, and then a good amount of traffic going down here, heading up to 526 and beyond. Over here on Johns Island, if you're living in West Ashley and you're commuting up to Johns Island and you're going down here, be prepared to face a lot of traffic. This is one of the only ways to get on Johns Island, this main road right here from West Ashley. There's one access to Johns here. There's another access to Johns Island right down over here from James Island, and that's it. So if you're living in West Ashley, I had a buyer, and his son was going to school on Johns Island. So I showed him. I said, Brad, let's go look at Carolina Bay. It's a great area. I think you'd like it. He loved it. What he hated was his son's school was down over here. The drive from here down Main Road in this whole area was brutal with traffic. Coming up Johns Island too, when he was driving back home from Johns to West Ashley, all traffic here, all traffic going out, traffic coming up, really, really rough. So if you're going to be living in West Ashley and working on Johns Island, you might not like that commute. You might want to look at Johns Island. So let's go back and focus in a little bit on, we already know its proximity to downtown, but I'll just kind of hit on it really quick. So here is downtown Charleston. All right, we are familiar with the area of downtown, I hope. Here it is right here. So West Ashley literally begins like right here, right? This is the beginning of West Ashley. If you live in Avondale in this area, some of these roads here, it's going to be a little commercial over here, but there are homes over here, plenty of beautiful homes along the water over here. If you're looking for something that gives you quick access to downtown, this area is going to check that box. So is Avondale. This whole area is going to really check that box. A lot of nice homes in this area. And we'll break into the price points as well. But you're pretty much looking at potentially a 4-minute drive into downtown. If you buy a house right over here, you're looking at a very close drive to downtown, super close. So West Ashley does give you that flexibility to downtown. It's also giving you good flexibility and proximity to Folly Beach. So from West Ashley, you can come right down Folly Road and get down to Folly Beach. Now, if you went in the peak of the season, you're going down in June, July, and August, and you're going on Saturday, one of the nicest days of the year, and you're leaving at 10 a.m., you're going to hit a lot of traffic. Everyone's trying to get down to the beach at 10 a.m. I go to Folly Beach. I live on James Island over here. I live over here. I go to Folly Beach around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday, and people are not going down there, and some of them are trickling out. But I'm telling you right now, if you want to go to the beach in the summertime, you can absolutely hit the beach up at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon and have hours of hot sun. So I like the afternoons a little bit quieter, and the traffic is easier on getting into the Folly Beach area from there. So that's proximity. Proximity also to the airport. So West Ashley does feed into the airport over here. So here's Charleston International Airport right here. You can easily access Charleston International by going right down 526 and getting off 61 and going up 61 into all of these neighborhoods over here, down 61 to getting inside of I-526 neighborhoods over here, or you can go all the way down to 17 and access any of these other neighborhoods. So proximity to the airport is great. It's an easy drive. You get right off the highway right here. Super easy airport to get in and out of. If I've got a flight at 1 o'clock, I'm leaving my house on James Island at maybe 11:15, 11:30, and I'm right in there. I don't care. There's not a big security line or anything like that. It's a very small international airport. So it's got good proximity to town and good proximity to the airport, as well as things to do. So West Ashley has a lot of diverse neighborhoods and home styles. And here are some of the top neighborhoods here in West Ashley. We can go through some of these. I'll show you market data too, and we can kind of look at price points, okay? So this over here is Shadow Moss. There's a golf course here. It's a golf course community. We have Grand Oaks Plantation, Hunt Club. We've got Carolina Bay. There's a few other neighborhoods, like Bolton's Landing I mentioned. I'm just highlighting a couple here so you can see them. Inside of 526, we also have the whole area of Avondale. So what I'd like to do is show you a few of these homes, and I'll even show you Market Monitor just so you can get a feel for what is going on with the market. And I want to make mention of this, make note of this. If you're looking for real estate in West Ashley, you're going to be split. You're either looking inside of 526 here, or you're looking outside of 526 here. If you are outside of 526 in this area, up here, it's going to be a lot more affordable than if you're looking inside of 526. So if you have friends that say, hey, move to West Ashley, we love it. We're located inside of I-26 or 526, you know what they mean. They're probably living in an area that may cost more money and they're closer to town. If you're outside of 526, you get the point. It can be a little bit longer to get in there. So let's go into Market Monitor really quick and take a look at some of these areas. So I actually have them laid out, okay? the residential. We'll go into the single-family homes, previously owned, traditional sales. Let's look at all sizes really quickly. So the entire MLS average right now is $475,000. If we look at West Ashley inside of I-526 in green, the average price is $652,000, okay? Now, you can find a $350,000 house inside of I-526. So just because we see 652 does not mean that's what the average price is. However, you have areas like Avondale or along the Stono River that are million plus, $2 million plus homes that are driving those prices up. So we'll break down and show a couple of homes in the area, but just as an example, 652 inside of 526, outside of 526, 529.5, west of Rantals Creek, 710. A lot of nicer homes out there. Bigger lots on the water. So again, property values are going up. And we'll go right back to the map really quickly so you can see it. They kind of categorize this area outside of West Ashley, Rantals Creek over here. Then you've also got, obviously, right, outside 526, inside 526. So that's what's going on with the price points for those types of homes. But let's look, if we look at a smaller house, 1,500 square feet or less, look at the prices. So 370 west outside of 526, 421 inside. If we look at 1,500 to 2,000, we're looking at 545,000 inside of 526, outside 475. So you can see the price points are more affordable in these areas depending on the size of the house. And if you're looking for a townhouse, a small townhouse, look at the prices here. $232,000 outside of 526. You want to be inside? $290,000 for a 1,500 square foot or less townhouse. A little bit larger, $397,000, $420,000. So it's an affordable area, and people that are moving there are doing so because their money goes farther than it does, say, on James Island or Mount Pleasant. They might not be living in West Ashley because they absolutely love everything West Ashley has to offer. Their money is just going farther for their home purchase in this area. So let's take a look at some of the actual subdivisions and homes really quickly, and I'll show you what's out there. So let's view a map, and we'll kind of go through the area. This is the MLS, right? And here's West Ashley, as you can see. And I'm going to go the area here. We're going to go inside 526, okay? So you can see on the map, too, what they're showing us. And we'll leave outside out for now, and we'll just look at what's on the market. So let's say we're looking for a detached home inside of I-526. We have 79 properties here. Now, let's say we've got a budget of $400,000. What do we have for the price point if we have a budget of $400,000? Let's take a look. 3 homes. Okay, we have 3 properties here for sale, and this is what I figured they would be. Small ranch homes that probably need a little bit of work, but at $395, it might be pretty decent. We'll see. It's got cute curb appeal. Oh, we have some nice trim around the house here, too. You have crown molding, chair rails in the dining area. It's got granite countertops. It's small. It's a cute little house. First-time homeowner, if you wanted something like this. You didn't have a big budget, but you want to be fairly close to downtown Charleston. You want to be inside 526. You want to be closer to the beaches. It's a good option for you, under $400,000. Not to say it's going to sell at that price. If it's been on the market for a little bit, you get it for less. Now, if you want to look at a more expensive property, I would say if you've got a budget of, say, let's do, we're not looking to spend anything less than 6, but we're finding homes like in the 850 range are more our thing. Well, look where they are, right? We can see they're near Charlestown Landing, the state historic site, a lot of parks and walking trails over here, and a lot of them are down here in Avondale. So let's draw our little map here really quickly, and I'll show you what you can get in this area of Avondale for between $600,000 and $850,000, and I'm gonna guess a lot of them are around $700,000 and $800,000, and nothing's really going to be 6. Let's ascend the price really quick. All right, there we go. We have 2 homes that are in the 6s, but 659, 1,800 square feet, Magnolia Road. We'll take a look at this house, little ranch house, right? This is what you're getting, West Ashley. Probably built in the 60s. I love the archways here. A lot of the old homes have that, and they keep that when they renovate. So it's a nice looking house. It's got quartz countertops here. It has tile floor. Not too bad. And here's your map. You're right here. You can walk to Avondale, walk to all the little shops and bars and restaurants and things like that for $659,000. Now, if you had a little bit bigger of a budget, let's look at this one over here, $750,000. What do we have? 1,285 square feet. Okay, so 1,285, the map over here super close to West Ashley along the water. You can get into the West Ashley Greenway. I'll show you what that is here in a minute. But let's look at the photos. So for $750, this is the type of home you're getting. It looks nice, obviously completely remodeled here. Brand new kitchen, brand new flooring, beautiful appliances. It has gas. Nice. Look at the vaulted ceilings in this bedroom here. Okay, so you can see what price point, what you're getting. This is a beautiful little house. Again, it might not be the biggest house out there at 1,200 square feet, but you can find them. 2,400 square feet here, $799. This house looks nice. I've never gone into it here, but it looks fine. It's a fine house, ready to move into. I would say not much you have to do. So you can kind of get a feel for what's going on here at price points in the area of West Ashley. And look at how close that is to downtown. So you could purchase that house. This is under it's $800,000. It's a 4-bed, 2,500 square feet, and you are a stone's throw to downtown Charleston. You'd be there in a few minutes if you'd like. So a good area, a good price point. That's going to be your common price points there in that area and section of West Ashley. Let's edit that search here again, and let's just get rid of the prices, and I'll show you what the most expensive ones are out there. And we'll just take a look at it. So let's descend the price here real quick. And what do we have? $6 million. Okay. So here you go. Here's your mansion, your estate in West Ashley. It's absolutely gorgeous. For giggles here, let's take a look. I mean, it's beautiful, right? Look at this pool. How do you beat that? It is a little expensive, I'd say, for West Ashley. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Okay. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. So you get the picture of what your money can buy in West Ashley. And you see its location here. It's right along 61. It's right off of Folly. So, I mean, you're minutes from downtown. You could walk to downtown if you wanted to at that price. But you can see, price points here, a little expensive, but beautiful homes. It's a gorgeous house there. And look at this one right here. I mean, this view for under $2 million, you're right on the marsh, a forever pool. This house sold a few years ago, I believe. But absolutely gorgeous property, beautiful. Might not be your style, but if you've got $2 million to drop, you might want to change a backsplash if it doesn't fit your bill. But it's a beautiful property. And that's what you can find in that area. So let's back out and let's take a look outside of 526 and see what's going on. All right, so we have 68 homes that are currently on the market in this area. And if we look at price points here, let's ascend prices again and see what's out there. So these are the cheapest homes. So, 1,500 square feet, $386,000. Let's take a look at this property. Now, for the price, what are we going to find? I mean, it looks like a cute little house from the outside. Good, nice little curb appeal. I'd probably change that plant if I were listing this house, but that's just me. Let's take a step inside. Okay, so we got vaulted ceilings here, open concept. Cute little kitchen, fireplace, little eat-in area, right? This is what you're seeing. So, the Corian countertops, basically, popcorn ceilings, those aren't scraped, 1,500 square feet. But we're talking a decent house. You could move right into this house. This house doesn't need a major renovation or anything like that. It's a small little backyard. It could use some paint. It could, use a refresh on the fence. Your community has a clubhouse and a pool, right? So not a bad little house, right? You're in Shadow Moss, a golf club. So if you're retiring here and you want to spend under $400,000, you want to be, in a relatively close area to downtown, this Shadow Moss house might be perfect for you. And at under 400, it's relatively inexpensive. Some of the other homes here, 470, brand new listing, $470,000. Nice house, right? Nothing wrong with this house at all. Cute house. We've got what was the square footage on that? 1,700 square feet, so 3 beds. You can see all the 4 beds. We can descend by bedroom if you'd like. But here's one of the bigger homes that's under $500,000, 2,300 square feet. This property right here. So again, nothing wrong with this house. You can go right into it. It's probably a relatively new build. It's only, I would imagine, a few years old, and it's a completely fine property for someone to move into that doesn't have a massive budget. You're over in Grand Bees, $500,000 budget. You have 2,300 square feet, 5 bedrooms, plenty of space, and access to downtown. So that's why people are moving to this area, because their $500,000 goes a lot further than it does on James Island. I touched on something earlier too. I want to bump back to this map for a second. The West Ashley Greenway is a big trail here that runs from Johns Island over here all the way down West Ashley. And it is a walking path that offers views of the marsh. There's a bike trail there. It's a great place to go and walk along. So you'll find that a lot of the homes down on this side are going to be more money because they have access to that West Ashley Greenway that cuts across like this. Oop, it doesn't go that far. It terminates right here, but it cuts across like this. So the homes down here will be a little bit more expensive than the other homes, perhaps over in this area, which might be a little bit more commercial, or this area in West Ashley might be a little bit more commercial in the I-526 inside of it in that area. What I'd like to show you really quickly too is a few specific subdivisions. So let's take a look at Cane Bay. So we're going to get rid of this, and we're going to get rid of this, and we're just going to go into the subdivision of Cane Bay. Or I'm sorry, not Cane Bay, Carolina Bay. Cane Bay is up in Somerville. Carolina Bay. Okay, so Carolina Bay is over here in West Ashley. There's 17 homes right now, and let's take a look at them. Now, I like Cane Bay. A lot of people like Cane Bay, but Cane Bay is going to be a more expensive subdivision. Not this one. This is in Ridgeville, so that one's out. But basically anything down from this area over here. So, one of the bigger homes there, $750,000. Beautiful property. I think this was something like over 3,000 square feet, but a great office in this house. A lot of details that are going to this house. Obviously, we have crown molding in here. We have nice wood floors, nice kitchen. So a very updated house in this area for $750,000, 3,200 square feet. And let me see if it shows the amenities here. Okay, here we go. So there's plenty of parks for the kids. There's dog parks. There's ponds to go fishing in. There's a pool here, fire pits, right? So Cane Bay is going to have a lot of things for people to do. They've got their own fire district as well. And here's kind of an example of what Cane Bay actually looks like, what it looks like. Or Carolina Bay, I'm sorry. Cane Bay is in Somerville. Carolina Bay. Carolina Bay in West Ashley. This is one of the top subdivisions that people are moving into if they have maybe like families or something like that. This is a place that they're going to go. But you can see the price point. Let's ascend here really quickly. What is the cheapest home we can get? $548,000, 2,300 square feet. Now that's the asking price. Doesn't mean it's going to sell there, but this is the type of house you're going to get for $550 if you want to live in Carolina Bay and have those amenities. You can be on the pond here in this house. Perfectly fine house. You wouldn't have to go in there and do a massive renovation. Maybe you change out the carpets at some point. Maybe you update, the vanities or the countertops, the mirrors, the lighting, and you do it piece by piece, but you can get into that area for that price. If we look at what's under contract right now, we can get a more accurate price point. So townhomes, look what's selling right now in Cane Bay, some of the cheaper units. So we have a townhouse here for $383,000. This unit under contract, not very expensive, $383,000. So you can get in there for that price. And Conservancy Lane, $515,000. Cute little house. This is in an area on a newer part of Carolina Bay. They didn't really break out all the bells and whistles for these homes. You can see, it's a nice house, but it's, they don't have like kitchen cabinets all the way up to the ceiling with crown molding in these properties. So that's why you see them for a little bit less money. But again, they're in Cane Bay area. I want to show you also, let's take a look at Shadow Moss. So Shadow Moss is another subdivision in the area. We'll look at the actives here. So it's on this side of 61. And Shadow Moss is going to be a little bit less expensive. We did bump into that house before we saw that one, $375,000. There's a ranch house here, 2,300, 1,800 square feet for this guy. Look at this house right here, 3,300 square feet, $830 something thousand. Right on the golf course, right? That's one of the reasons why people move to Shadow Moss. You have that golf ability. But gorgeous house, a really great curb appeal. Don't know what the inside's going to look like. Inside looks fine. You've got crown in here. You've got wood floors. You have countertops don't seem to be updated. I think what you're getting here is their asking price. Well, you can see the golf course from your diner table, apparently, which is kind of cool, actually. But yeah, the size, 3,300 square feet to be on the golf course, probably won't sell in this market at that price. That's my hunch. But what am I to say? Who knows what a buyer would say when they come in here? But look, 1985, that property there, asking $830,000. So let's take a look really quickly at some of the outdoor activities. We'll switch back to the map here. And I'll show you what we have in the area. So, oh, by the way, this map, I'm going to leave a link for this map. You guys can access it, play around with it. It actually breaks down the entire Charleston area. So I have top neighborhoods, all this, the counties I broke out for you guys, private schools, public schools, recreation, the whole area. So if you want to learn more about the entire area too, you can play around with this map. It's just not all for West Ashley. So let's go back in and we'll focus on the recreational spots in West Ashley. So for boat guys, for boat girls, whatever, you like boating, there's some boat landings here, pier points over here across 526. You've got the W.O. Thomas boat landing. There's dry dock storage over here. And you've got a boat ramp over in this area as well on Johns Island. So if you have a boat, you can put in over in these areas. If you're down here, you could always take it over here to Wapu, or you could take it to the Riverland Terrace Public Boat Launch. For some of the hiking areas, you do have Charlestown Landing. Charlestown Landing is a historic site. They do farmers markets over there. There's walking trails and things like that you can go on. Obviously, we have the West Ashley Greenway we spoke about, which is right over here, the entrance to it. And the termination of West Ashley Greenway is all the way down there. And we also have the Stono River County Park over in West Ashley as well. And off to the side, a little bit farther out, we have the Kakaw Interpretive Center, which is just a ton of walking trails, marsh, paths. It's a great spot to go, animal watching or bird watching or something like that if you're into it. Or if you just want to hike around the marsh, another great area is the Interpretive Center over there. For shopping, actually, I made a map here for the grocery stores, and there's a reason why I did it. Okay, so we have a couple grocery stores over here. We have a Lowe's Foods, we have a Harris Teeter, and we've got the Publix. West Ashley has one of the only 2 Whole Foods in the area. One Whole Foods in Mount Pleasant, the other Whole Foods is in West Ashley. That's it. So if you love Whole Foods and you want to be near a Whole Foods and you're living in the Charleston area, you're living in Mount Pleasant or West Ashley. It also has the only other Costco in the area. So Costco is in West Ashley, so is Whole Foods, and then all of the other regular food stores like Harris Teeters and Food Lions, they have those as well. But those specialty food stores are the only 2 in the area of West Ashley, or the area of Charleston, I should say. Now, for some of the local shopping, restaurants, and things like that, I'm going to focus on this area. This is Avondale. So let's go into Google Maps here, and we're actually going to drop a pin. Oh, there we go. We're going to drop a pin, and I'm going to show you what Avondale looks like. I'm going to drop you right in the center, the heart of Avondale. So we've got ourselves a tire shop, Gerald's, right? It's a local tire and brake store. But this is Avondale. So we have a ton of shopping over here. There's little bars, there's restaurants. We have this bar and grill over here, Gene Halfbrow's. There's a beer fermentary down here, like a distillery, or not a distillery, a brewery, I guess is what they call it, right? We have some pizza places over here, coffee over here. There's a few other restaurants over here. So we got the Triangle Bar over here. It's very commercial, but you have restaurants and things like that in this area. And we mentioned Avondale before. Why don't I just, let's take a quick little drive up the street and I'll show you what these homes look like. So this is, an area in Avondale. We have a little bit more commercial stuff over here. Now we're kind of jumping into some of these Avondale areas. We'll take a look around. So here are the homes, right? Here are some of the little homes here in the area where, we'll just pop down this road and see what happens down here. I don't know what it's going to look like. Here's a little townhouse community, I guess. What do we have deeper into Avondale? Let's take a look. So look at the little, ranch homes. And what people are finding is, you go into these little ranch homes, they might be 1,300 square feet, but they go in there and renovate them. And, the next thing the price point is $650,000 for a little renovated house like this. But, why are they paying that much money? Well, they're paying it because they can walk right here to Avondale, right? In the map where we're at, we're like right over here. On Tovey Street, I think we went down Live Oak. Let's actually figure out exactly where we're on Hickory Street here. So, yeah, we were up over here we were down over here on Hickory. So super close because you've got Pearls over here, all the oyster bars. We're just kind of right here on Hickory Street walking around. So you can walk right down to all these restaurants and bars from these areas. That's what's happening. That's where the price points are going. That's why a lot of people are moving into that area. But it's also causing the house prices, to be potentially unaffordable for a lot of people. If you need something bigger than 1,200 square feet, and you want to be walking distance to Avondale, you might be spending over $800,000 to get into a house like that. But if you are moving into West Ashley, those areas I mentioned, and there's other areas too, guys, that we can deep dive into another time, or if you want to call me, we can definitely talk about it. I mean, there are some other beautiful spots here in West Ashley. I just wanted to give you kind of a breakdown of what it's like to kind of live here, price points and things like that. But, if you've got maybe a budget constraint and you want to have a nice family house, West Ashley is a great space to live. If you're downsizing and relocating and you have a decent budget, $700,000, $800,000, $900,000+, and you want to be on this side, you want to have access to maybe family that live on James Island, or you want to spend your time on Folly Beach, and you don't want to live over here in Mount Pleasant to commute all the way down to see them, and you want to end up over in West Ashley. Well, there's plenty of beautiful homes that you can afford, that are there for you, that are in beautiful locations. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I will link up another video here. It's actually going to showcase a gorgeous house in West Ashley. So if you want to see that house, check it out. The actual property is located down over, let me zoom in really quick here. It's down over here. So it's absolutely beautiful. I'll link that right now. You can watch it. But if you have any questions, let me know. My name is John Conlon, realtor here in Charleston, South Carolina. Guys, if you're relocating to Charleston, I'd love to be your real estate resource. Phone, text, or email, just reach out to me. I'll be happy to help. Thanks. Bye.